everybody, it's Kyle coming at you live and driving. Just had to drop my daughter off to her swim practice. Got a big meet coming up on Friday, so lots of swimming. Getting ready for that one. I think I'm just going to do a special report out of this deal again. I know I just did one. Sorry about that, but I'm going to do another special report right now. And the reason why is the verdict came in, or verdicts came in on Derek Chauvin today. The police officer who killed George Floyd by kneeling on his neck for 9.5 minutes. And guilty on all counts. Thank goodness. Thank goodness they finally did this right, dude. That cop killed that man. And it didn't need to happen. That's the big thing. I can't believe I'm saying this out loud, but all these other police officers before this have gotten away with murder. You know? I mean, I understand. I would not want to be a police officer. Trust me. It's a rough, thankless job most of the time, and I get that. However, there is no excuse for kneeling on somebody's neck for 9.5 minutes and then not trying to save their life afterwards. That is clear-cut murder. So I am glad that they found him guilty. I think it was the right thing to do. I think it was the only thing to do. And I hope this sends a message that that type of shit is a no-go. I get that, you know, you're trained to shoot to kill. I understand that. When you pull your weapon, it's not, they're not going to shoot at people's knees or shoot at people's legs, or, you know, they have to shoot to kill. I get that. However, you definitely don't have to kneel on somebody's neck for 9.5 minutes. And you have to know that that is not a good thing for that man. And I know a lot of people also say, I can't breathe, when that's going down, and they're kind of having panic attacks and stuff like that too. And I understand that. However, you do have to pay attention to the person, and you do have to notice that they really, truly cannot breathe, which breathing is pretty difficult to come by when someone, a full-grown man, is kneeling on your neck for 9.5 minutes. So I'm glad. I hope that son of a bitch enjoys jail. He's got a good 40 years to think about this shit. And it's going to be tricky for him in there, man. There's a couple things I really hope for. One is, I really hope that everybody can be civil today. And let's just, you know, be happy that this went the way it was supposed to. And we can just move on with our lives. And people will know now that this is not something you can get away with. So let's just handle it that way, please. And then the other thing is, I hope that, you know, he doesn't have an X on his back, a mark on his back to be killed once he gets in prison. Because, I mean, there's a real good chance of that. You know? A real good chance of that. And I hope that that's not something that happens, because it sends the opposite message, I think, of what we want to send here, which is, if you hurt people and you do things like this, you murder people, doesn't matter what uniform you're wearing. It's wrong. End of story. So, there we go. That's my take on it anyway. I'll do a real quick brief going through some things that I'm interested in. I'm going to take a quick break. This is going to be a short episode today. I appreciate you guys sticking with me, but I'm going to make it short, and I will come back in a moment with a few things that I'm into right now. Let me throw it over to Kyle. Hey, Kyle. All right, and we're back. Okay, so some things that I'm into right now. Well, let's see. I'll start with music. I was lucky enough to come across some pretty awesome records last weekend. I did go looking, but it wasn't entirely intentional. I was actually putting together, I helped build out I did build out a NVMe SSD for my son for his Xbox and his computer. So yeah, got that hooked up, and I had to go to the Nerd Store, Micro Center, and pick up some parts. Well, they have their own vintage stock right there next to that store, and so I thought, well, I'll go in there and poke around the records and just see what I come across. Holy crap! They had a lot of stuff, actually. I had my hands full, and I had to kind of stop myself. I was real close to buying the Baby Metal album. I don't know if you're familiar with the Japanese group Baby Metal, but I was real close to that. But it was a little pricey, too. What I did take away, though, is Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5, The Message, the album with The Message on it, which to me, that's like one of the first rap tracks that I heard that I was like, whoa, this is something else, man. So I came across that one. That one was really cheap, actually. The back of the slipcase or the album cover is pretty shredded, but the media is in great condition. And so that's a win for me. The other one I picked up, I can't even believe this one was there, but I picked up Stevie Wonder's My Sharia More. And very cheap, too. I was really surprised at the prices on both of these, because My Sharia More, I mean, that record is 51 years old, but it's in great condition. Album cover does have a notch punch out on it, because it was probably sold in a bargain bin at some point, but it's a great sounding record and it's in great condition. So I was pretty jazzed to come across that as well. I'll put some pictures, put the link here for the pictures, and you guys can check those out. But that's kind of what I'm into musically right now. Not much else. I mean, Marillion, I have been listening to Misplaced Childhood a lot. I love that. I'd like to pick up a couple more Marillion records, and I will as time goes on. But that's about that. What am I watching right now? Well, did go ahead and get Nobody again and watch that. And man, I mean, that's such a great movie. It's big, dumb fun, just like the John Wick films are. But yeah, sometimes big, dumb fun's a great thing, man. I know my family and we really enjoyed it when we went and saw it in the theater. And it's just fun to watch, man. I could watch it multiple times. So I was excited to get that one as well. And then what else have we been doing? Oh, I think it's Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings or whatever. That I don't know if you guys have seen that trailer yet, but it's the Marvel film that's coming out. I'm excited about that movie, man. That looks great. If you've not seen that trailer, you need to check it out. I'll put it here in the notes. Go take a look at that, man. It looks awesome. The cool thing about it, too, is the main star of the film is June from Kim's Convenience, the son from Kim's Convenience, which is awesome because now the dad from Kim's Convenience is he plays a role on The Mandalorian as a pilot, an X-Wing pilot, and now the guy who plays his son is in a Marvel film as a superhero. So pretty great stuff, man. I mean, it's kind of amazing that out of Kim's Convenience, now we got two stars of these big franchises, of course, both owned by Disney, but still, it's pretty amazing. So, and then we've been watching Kath and Kim. We did watch the first Kath and Kim movie. It was Kath and Kim Dorella. Pretty wacky stuff, man, but it reminded me a lot of a Saturday Night Live produced film, not super great, but had a lot of great moments if you're fans of those characters. So that was kind of fun to watch. And then I'd finished that QAnon documentary as well. Now, Mikey had watched that and told me a little bit about it, but you kind of have to see it to believe it. It's pretty remarkable how all these people that follow QAnon and stuff have been duped. Because they were duped, including our own president there for 4 years. These people were duped. QAnon was fake horseshit. Okay? So it's pretty remarkable to me that the person who pulled this off, you just have to see that docu-series if you haven't seen it. It's on HBO Max. I'll put a trailer in there also for that. And that's about it. I mean, that's about all the stuff we've really been watching. Haven't really watched anything outside of that. We've been watching the second season of The Unicorn. We really like that show with Walton Goggins. It's on regular TV. My wife and I have been watching it, and we've been watching the second season on Paramount Plus, actually. But by the way, man, Paramount Plus gets a big thumbs down for the commercials. Way, 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 way too many commercials. I get you're going to have commercials like Hulu does, unless you want to pay more expensive price per month. But Hulu has them, but they're not that crazy. I mean, I was floored. I think it took like 35 minutes to watch a 30-minute show, which without commercials, normally a 30-minute show is about 22 minutes long. Well, hell, if it's 22 minutes long, that means, and it's 35 minutes to watch, that means I got 13 minutes of commercials? That's ridiculous. So it was pretty annoying, but we do love that show, and we'll watch it anyway and finish this second season. Really like that one a lot as well. That's it for watching stuff. Reading. I will say this, on the Audible, I think it's, I have to see what the name of that Jedi book is, but I will put it in the notes. I'm listening to the first novel that's from the High Republic series. And it took a big turn here recently when I was mowing. I was mowing last night, actually, and it was freezing mowing. It was really weird. But I was mowing and listening to that book, and it kind of hit a certain point, and they were talking about a certain situation that's taking place kind of behind the scenes in the story. And I was like, oh, I like this now. I wasn't really sure that I was caring for this series too much until that part happened, and now knowing what's behind all of this and what's going on, it's a real eye opener, man. It's really well written and well thought out. So I'm enjoying that a lot. And again, I'll put the link to that book in the notes there, and you can check that out. I mean, I've enjoyed the comics so far about the High Republic, but I liked the book okay, but it just kind of seemed until this part yesterday, and now I really like it. I'm excited to listen to the rest of that, and possibly listen to the next one after that. I started American Dirt. I didn't get a chance to finish it. When you check books out from the library, unless you're going to blast through them real fast, you may not finish it in time. But I have it on hold again, so if I get it again, I really need to read that one and finish it up. I like it a lot. It's a great story, and I highly recommend that book if you get a chance to. That's about it, guys. I mean, not much else going on. I've just been working a lot, and a lot of stuff going on around the house. This week's really busy. We've got our second COVID shots tomorrow, so I'm not really sure how Thursday's going to go for me, but we'll see. Hopefully there's just no reaction from either one of us. That would be great, but you just don't know. We'll find out, I guess. And then also tomorrow my daughter gets her braces on. So that's a whole other ball of wax there. And then, Friday night we have a swim meet. Saturday we have volleyball. I mean, it's just a lot of stuff going on right now, and it's really busy, but I'm not complaining. Keeps me moving, keeps life interesting. My son had a choir event last night. We got to watch that remotely on YouTube Live, and that was really fun. I was really proud of him. He did a great job. It's a good life. Being a dad is a good life for me. Definitely am enjoying that. I did get a little bummed at the beginning of this week. Just the news and just our world right now, man. It can really bring you down. I kind of let that get the best of me, and I'm not going to do that anymore, man, because there's nothing wrong with being aware of what's going on in our world and paying attention to the news and stuff, but you just can't let it get you down, because it is what it is, and there's not much you can do about it except to do your part. And that's what I'm kind of doing, just raising my kids right to accept different types of people, and just carrying on, man. And, again, go get your vaccine, please. Wear a mask right now, please. Let's try and get this COVID crap out of here so we can all move forward. I want to go to Disney later in this summer, and I want to be able to go and not have to wear a mask everywhere. I got a feeling I'm going to be wearing a mask. I have a friend who's going this Sunday, and I know they'll be wearing a mask there everywhere they go with their family. But I'd like to not have to do that, but I get it if we have to. We're going in a few months, 3 months from now. So it'd be a little bit longer for us, but yeah, I'd rather not wear a mask if I don't have to. So fucking wear your masks right now, please, and go get your freaking vaccine shots. There's nothing wrong with the vaccine. There's no reason you shouldn't trust the vaccine. Yes, the Johnson & Johnson one is under investigation and it's been pulled right now. Fine. Go get the other ones that are available. I mean, it's really not a hard thing to do. It's not that big of a deal. I had a sore arm the next day after the first one. I may be a little sick Thursday, but I'll be fine. It's easily worth it to not get COVID and die. All right? It's that simple. That's about it, everybody. That's the end of this special report. Again, I just wanted to stop in and say, congratulations, for making the right moves and convicting Derek Chauvin, because he definitely was in the wrong and he definitely murdered George Floyd. That's all there is to that. So hopefully this sets a precedent and people cannot get away with that stuff anymore. That's all I got, guys. Take it easy. Keep on being you. I'll be back at you next week with a new episode. And we're getting close. What are we, 5-6 episodes away from 100? So should be pretty exciting when that happens as well. Take it easy. Keep on keeping on. And, hey, get off my lawn.